Anyway, let's talk to Lisa. She was on the wine train, at least temporarily, until they threw her and her entire group off of it. And lots of questions. First of all, Lisa, hi.
Oh, I'm good this morning. How are you, Kevin?
Oh, I'm doing fine. You know, sometimes you go months without any train stories. This weekend, two massive train stories. A train attack that was thwarted in France, and then a much closer to home train violation that I feel like you were unfortunately the victim of.
Yes, absolutely.
What happened on the wine train? I've never actually been on the wine train in Napa. I see signs for it all the time.
Looks like a blast.
I was in Napa this weekend, and I actually saw the wine train just goes up and down, and people just go on there and they drink wine and have a good time, right?
Well, that's what you're supposed to do, and it was a blast. Allie actually blasted us off the train. But, you know, my book club has been together for 17 years, and every year we take an annual trip to the Napa wine country, and they were very clear that we were a book club. We were a group of 11. We were coming on to discuss a book. Sure, they assured us that they could accommodate us.
What percentage of book clubs drink while I didn't realize this is going on in book clubs. I would have been a member of a book club had I known.
Oh, most book clubs drink. We drink and have good food. That's the whole part of that's why we've been together for 17 years.
Kevin, we should join a book club.
I think you say book club, and everyone's like, ooh, she's fancy. And then it's just an excuse to drink.
Oh, absolutely. It's an opportunity for us women to get together. We bond over lots of things and our love for the written word. So it's kind of this cool thing.
What was the book that you were discussing on the Napa wine train?
We were discussing a Brenda Jackson romance novel. She is an author who's been writing romance for years, and she has a Granger series, and so this summer we decided to take a stab at reading a little bit of romance.
How erotic does that romance novel get? I mean, it gets...
Oh, well, it gets a little bit of steamy, but it's a happily ever after kind of thing.
Got it. Because I thought maybe if you're sitting there on the train and you're talking loud about, she jumped on his manhood and pounced up and down, then maybe they'd be like, all right, well, it's a wine train.
Well, it would have been okay, but we didn't even get to discuss our book. We never got to that part.
Oh.
You know what I mean? We never got to that part.
How long were you on the train when the trouble started?
Well, the train hadn't even left the station yet before we were approached the very first time by the maitre d' and told us that, our group, the noise level needed to be toned down a bit. I think we were set up for failure from the beginning because of the way that they seated us. So, she sat us and she came over and she told us that, one of the guests was complaining and that we needed to tone our noise level down. Now, this is before we even had our first glass of wine.
And this was only one guest that had complained?
One guest, because we kept, after she came over numerous times, we kept looking around saying, who is complaining? You know what I mean? There's only a few people in our proximity. And she says, well, it's not necessarily that they're complaining. I can just see the looks on their faces when you laugh.
Oh, God.
And we were just like, okay, are you serious, And I kind of sat there and I contemplated what she was actually saying, and I communicated back to her. I said, well, there's 11 of us. And I said, and no matter how quiet we try to be, if someone says something and we laugh, it's going to be loud.
Well, here's the thing about being around groups. If you're a couple, let's just say you're a couple and you're on a date and you're trying to do this little romantic wine trip, any group at all is gonna bother you, right? Because now, if you're another group, you
wouldn't care.
But if you're another group, and I've been the group that's not having the most fun, I am always jealous of the group having more fun. Like, I'll be like, man, why aren't we laughing and having good times like that?
And then because you're jealous, you get angry.
Well, I wouldn't complain, though. I would just say, like, we got to have more fun. I'd be like, someone tell a better story, for Christ's sake.
Or my group would tell you, come on over and join our group. That's
exactly.
The more the merrier, the fun. That's the whole purpose.
So the woman comes up to you at the wine train. She says, all right, you're getting stink eyes.
Actually, that's what got us in trouble the second time. One of the passengers passed by. She noticed our shirts. She asked a few questions. Again, she asked us what were we reading, and she said, ooh, maybe it's steamy. Maybe you should record it and send it to me. I bet this is going to be a great conversation. And we laughed. And then the maitre d' came over again the second time and said, okay, this is not going to work. We're going to have to ask you guys to get off the train. And we were like, what? Like, get off are you serious? Like, we're in the middle of nowhere. Like, get off the train. Like, how would we get back to our cars? And she said to us, well, I don't know anything about that part, but, we have to make sure that all of our guests are comfortable. And she said again, multiple people are complaining. And we said again, who is complaining? You know what I mean? Like, these people are walking by, they're loving us, they're interacting with us. And then the lady, I don't know if you saw her on my social media page, she leaned forward to us and said, well, it's not a bar. And we said, Well, kind of it is, because there's a bar right there.
Isn't Napa one big bar?
It is a bar. It's a giant moving bar. It's not called the train. It's called the wine train.
Yes, so I just was like, it is a bar. We see one right there. They're bringing us wine from the bar.
Yeah.
So they threw you off, and you claim that then they made you do a walk of shame in front of all the other passengers.
Truly did. I mean, our members range in age, or the members that were with us, I should say, ranged in age on Saturday from 85 to 39, but leaning more, 60s and 40s.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to get off, they told us that we had to walk through all of the cars to get off the train. And we were like, well, why can't we just get off the train here like we got on it? When we got on at the station, we were able to walk down a concreted pathway to get on the train. But they said we had to walk through.
Shame.
All of the passengers were looking at us. We're being led out to a group of 4 waiting police officers. And so people were saying, what's going on? And we kept saying, oh, they're asking us to leave the train. They were like, are you serious? No way, you guys are joking. I mean, nobody could believe that they were actually escorting us off the train in that manner.
Lisa, in your opinion, is the wine train racist?
Yes. I truly believe that they're racist.
Wow.
My research, you can go on YouTube and you can see numerous videos of other guests that are not African American doing more things than we were doing, but they were not kicked off the train.
What percentage of the wine they're serving is white wine?
Actually, most of us were drinking red.
See? That story don't check out. It would be the equivalent of throwing people off of a party boat
for partying.
It's what it is.
When that's your business.
Right.
That's your whole entire business is partying.
More importantly, are we going to be honorary members of your book club now?
Yes, you're welcome to come and join us. We'll let you know what the next book is, and we promise to feed you well, and we promise to give you good wine.
Well, we will bring the wine.
Okay, how about that? I like it.
And I'm going to bring you an erotic tale of an awkward Jewish guy named me.
It's autobiographical.
That sounds very interesting.
Okay. Well, thank you very
Lisa.
much, and best of luck. Keep us posted, all right?
Thank you.
Bye-bye.